Goggles. We watched.
Hi, and welcome to today's video. I hope that you're doing amazing. Today's video is very exciting because yesterday I got this bad boy right here. Yesterday was the day of my half Ironman, my Ironman 73, and I'm back. So today I'm gonna tell you all about it, and I'm gonna do like a little recovery day after and kind of just tell you all about it, and it's gonna be awesome. So basically, let me tell you a little bit of like a recap. So Mont-Tremblant in Quebec holds an Ironman 73 every single year on like June 22nd on a Sunday, every single year. A year ago today, I knew someone who was competing, so I went to support, and the event is really amazing. And it's just like when I go to these events, these like races, and when I'm there to support, I get insanely inspired. And I wasn't a runner, I wasn't a swimmer, I wasn't a biker, I wasn't anything, I wasn't athletic, and I was amazed and I was inspired by all of these people. And I don't know, something happens to me when I go to these things. And that day, a year ago, I was like, I am going to do this. Because if all of these people can do this, then I can do this too. So the next day, which is today, the day after, I got back home and I started training for a marathon because I was like, maybe I should do something before a half Ironman. So literally the next day, I started training for a marathon a year ago today. And then on October like 11th or 13th or something, it was marathon day, and I ran a marathon. And about a couple weeks after I ran the marathon, I remembered what I did this for, what this was all about, and I decided to start training for the half Ironman in November, okay, is when I started training. It is June 23rd, and we got it. We did it. It's like very emotional for me in a way because I don't want to talk about it too much right now because it's the beginning of the video. I just got home. I'm gonna sit down. I have been working on this since November, okay? Longer, because the reason I did a marathon was to get this, to do this. So it is really insane, and I feel emotional because low-key, I was never a very athletic person. I am a very sensitive person. I am very anxious, and I never considered myself a strong person or a capable person. So the fact that I'm doing this is really insane because you have to be strong to do this. You have to be mentally strong, you have to be physically strong, and I did it. And so that makes me mentally strong and physically strong, which is honestly, I never saw myself that way, so it's really crazy. Anyways, we're gonna go sit down and I'm basically gonna show you what I packed and what I brought and everything like that. So it's kind of interesting. And then we're just gonna have a day together, but it's gonna kind of be about this because, well, I just got back and I have a lot to say about it. So anyways, let's go. We're gonna go sit. Okay, let me take you through everything that I brought with me that I needed on race day yesterday, okay? Let me show you. Helmet, obviously. This is my helmet. Running shoes. These are the Asics Nova Blast 5s, I think. We have running glasses. We have goggles. Okay, this is a hat that I got. I got it the day before. They have like this whole merch store. Rain jacket. I didn't use it. Running vest, my running vest. I have a Solomon running vest. They give you a running cap. Basically, when you're in the water, it can be really dangerous and it can be really scary. So they give you these really bright caps to kind of keep track of people. And yeah, you need biking gloves. You should probably have biking gloves because it's gonna hurt. Biking shoes. These clip onto your bike pedals. Tri-suit. It's basically made to be under your wetsuit. Then you take your wetsuit off. You have this under it. You can bike in this and then you run in this. And I guess it's just made to be comfortable for all three disciplines. This bad boy is my wetsuit. So they gave everyone who did the race this jersey, and then it has all of their sponsors on the back and on the sleeves, and it's like a workout shirt, so you can wear this out and people will know that you have ran or done a half Ironman. So that's so cool. I'm gonna wear this all the time. They give you a hat, but the hat they only give to you once you've completed it. So it actually says finisher on the hat. Last but not least, they also give you a backpack. That's all the stuff that I got. It's really exciting. Let me give you a close-up of the medal because it's just so cool. I don't know, I'm obsessed. I got this. It says Ironman 73, Motivatingvlog, Quebec. And then on the back, okay, you see that? So that's the Ironman logo, but it's made out of names, and it's made out of the name of everyone who did the one that I did. So the 2025 Motivatingvlog Ironman 73, everyone who participated, their names are on the back of this. And I just think it's so cool because my name is on here and it's just awesome. Very exciting. Okay, anyways, basically unpacked now. I'm gonna go make myself a smoothie, I think, and then I'm gonna chill for a little. So yeah, let's go make a smoothie.
Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, I want to share this life-changing gadget that I have been using non-stop this last week and haven't stopped using since. It is the Bob & Brad Q2 mini massage gun. I've tested a few massage guns in the past, but this one is hands down my favorite. It's completely transformed my recovery routine and it's just made it like so much better. So I want to say a huge thank you to Bob and Brad for sponsoring today's video. And yes, Bob and Brad are real people. They are both licensed physical therapists with over 5 million subscribers on YouTube. So yes, they are famous. And for reasons, for good reasons. Their mission is to help people overcome physical challenges, improve health, and feel empowered through accessible expert advice and their products totally reflect those values. The Q2 mini massage gun is all about targeted relief and portability. It's honestly shocking how small and sleek it is. It is actually the lightest percussion massage gun on the market, which is pretty impressive. It is perfect for travel and daily use, and I literally bring this like everywhere with me now. However, do not be fooled by its size. It is insanely powerful. With 5 speed levels, a max speed of 3,000 RPM, and a stall force of 32 pounds, it delivers serious deep tissue relief, even to those hard to reach spots. It also comes with 5 different massage heads, which are all designed to target different muscle groups. It is honestly so great for warm-ups and post-workout recovery. This thing is honestly just overall so convenient. It's also really quiet and discreet. It charges with a USB-C, plus it is surprisingly affordable. And remember, it is designed by 2 pros that you can actually trust. You get professional quality relief anywhere, anytime. I highly, highly recommend this massage gun. I love it. Make sure that you click the link in my description box to check it out. Thanks again, Bob and Brad, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get groceries so we can make some food. Oh my god. Okay, so let's have a little yapping sesh together. I'm gonna tell you all about my half Ironman now. I really like talking about it. If you don't care about it, that's totally okay, but I am gonna yap about it. I'm gonna take you through each thing, like each event, and I'm gonna include pictures and videos and that kind of stuff. I'm also gonna tell you my time, and then after, I think I'm gonna go to the hot tub and chill. I freaking love that hot tub. Like, okay, basically you wake up. I woke up at like 4:45, I think, in the morning. The race itself starts at 7, but it's a rolling start. So basically you're on a beach and the pros go first. So I didn't actually start at 7. I started at like 7:29 or something. They go by whoever can do it the fastest. You basically do like a rolling start. So I think it's like 5 people going at once, and then like 10 seconds go by, the next 5 people go over and over and over and over and over again. I am a decent swimmer. Okay, I've gotten pretty good. Not that good, but like decent. I can do the full swim, which is 1.9 kilometers in about 40-45 minutes. I can do that. I'm capable of that. However, went from training in a pool and then I had to swim in a lake. It kind of slapped me in the face that I had this fear. Basically, I can be a very, very paranoid person, and when it came to swimming in the lake, the idea of putting my head in the water, when you're doing the front crawl, your head is in the water and then it comes out and then goes back in the water. And you have goggles on so that you can see, and you have to look down into the water. So that was really hard for me to do. I basically lost a month and a half of training. Wasn't even me like practicing swimming. It was literally just me forcing myself to get over this fear. So take into the consideration that I had this really intense fear of, I don't even know. It was, I can't even tell you. The biggest thing I had to do that day, yesterday, was just get into that water. That's all I had to do. It literally, I was like, once I get into this water, like, I can breathe, because I didn't know if I could even like get into the water. I think I went at like 37 to 40 minutes. That was like the time. If you can do the swim in this time, then you can go like 37 to 40 minutes. And I went then because I didn't want to be last. And my plan was fully to go into the front crawl. I was planning on doing that because I had done it before, and I was like, I can do this. Basically, I'll show you a map of the swim. You go out, do a little bit, like a little, and then you come back down, and then it's done. I did manage to get into the water. I honestly like dissociated the fuck out of that. I do not remember getting into the water at all. And then I started swimming, but I was doing breaststroke to get myself comfortable. I was panicked and I was trying to calm myself down, and then, you know, I get a little bit okay. I'm like, okay, I'm in the water, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to front crawl. Everyone else is front crawling. I'm far enough into the water. I just gotta front crawl. And guys, I could not front crawl. I don't know why. I tried to put my head in the water and front crawl, which is what I had trained for 8 months. And putting my head in the water, and you blow bubbles out of your nose, and then you breathe. And I couldn't control my breathing. And I had been able to every single time before, but in that moment, when I would put my head in the water, it felt like my lungs were just like I couldn't. It was insane. It was insane. And I tried multiple times, and I honestly could not do it. I could not do it. I had to breathe out, and my lungs would just lock, and I just couldn't. Anyways, it's okay. But basically I fully went into this like, I'm gonna front crawl, I can do this, and I wasn't able to. And you know, I don't know. And then I was like, also you can't hold on to anything. So I'm over here trying to front crawl, and I can't breathe. I can't get my breathing under control, but I'm still in the water and I can't take a break. So I'm breaststroking, but every time I go and try to front crawl, I feel like I'm getting more freaked out and I'm losing more energy, and that's making me more anxious. Anyways, all along the swim path, there's kayaks that you can hold on to take a little break. And at the end of the day, guys, I did the entire swim not front crawling. I did not front crawl once, even though that was the plan. And the thing is that there's cutoffs. So if you can't make the swim in a specific amount of time, you're out. You get a DNF, which is did not finish. I was fully concerned about that I was not going to be able to finish this because I had never swam that distance in a freaking breaststroke. I had never done that. I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know if I would make it, and it was really scary. And I just continued to breaststroke through the entire, that's a long time to be breaststroking. Basically, the front crawl is the most efficient, it's the fastest, and it's also the most energy efficient. So it's the best thing to do. And I couldn't get myself to do it. And I did freaking back crawl, which I had never done, never looked into, never trained, but I was honestly winging it. The whole swim was like winging it, like, so, which is pretty impressive, right? Anyways, so it took me right about 1 hour and 1 minute, and the cutoff for the swim is 1 hour 10 minutes, and I could have done it in like 45 minutes, so it took me longer, but I honestly didn't know if I was gonna make cutoffs for the swim, like at the very beginning. Anyways, I come out of the water, and now you have a little run that you have to do to get to your bike. I didn't know if I made cutoff, and I was pretty sure I made cutoff, but I was like, damn, this is a bad start. But anyways, moving on to the next section, biking, cycling. Put on my shoes, started biking. Me, I'm not a good biker. Out of this entire, you know, swimming, biking, and running, people are beasts at the bike. They are actually insane. They take you onto the highway, they close a whole part of the highway, go all the way out to the highway, and then you come back. You come back to your transition zone. Do they let you get off? No, because you still got 20 kilometers to go. And biking is probably the thing that I should have trained more of. The longest bike I had ever done was 3 hours, but it was only 50 kilometers. So obviously I was not going fast at all. And I had to do 90 kilometers. So I had that dog in me. I did. Okay, I did. Anyways, I made it through the first like I made it through the first 70 kilometers. And then you're back at your starting point, but you're missing 20. So they make us go 10 out and 10 back. And that 20 kilometers was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, because the hills were not drastic on the highway. The hills for the last 20 kilometers, they throw you for a loop. It's actually disgusting. I was mad. Basically, I don't know how to explain it, but know that it was awful. It was awful. My legs were burning. They were burning. It was to the point where like I questioned my entire existence. Anyways, it's honestly evil of them to add the last 20 kilometers in that way. Why couldn't they just make us go further on the highway? I don't know. They had to make us come back and do a little ridiculous little 20K. It was awful. It took me 4 hours and 11 minutes to do the bike, which is actually over the cutoffs. So, but the thing is that, so basically you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to do your swim, and if you actually take that long, you only have 4 hours and 10 minutes to do the bike. Since I had like 9 minutes extra from doing the swim, I had 9 minutes extra on the 4 hours and 10 minutes on the bike. So basically, if I had taken 1 hour and 10 minutes and then a 10-minute transition, I wouldn't have made it on the bike, because it took me 4 hours and 11 minutes, 1 minute too long. But I did make it because I had that extra time from the swim and from my transition. So I was okay, and I still finished like and passed. But yes, it did take me like the max amount of time to do the bike. It was really freaking hard. And when I got off that bike, I was like, I actually cannot continue. Like honestly, every part of my body was like, I cannot continue. I'm just gonna do a swim and a bike, and that's it. And then when I came off that bike, I could barely walk. Honestly, I could barely walk. I vividly remember coming off my bike, trying to run with it to make it to my transition, and I couldn't do it. I was like, there's no way. And then I had to run a half a marathon after that, and I was like, there's no way I can run. I genuinely was like, I have to run? No way. There's no way. But yeah, the run was the easiest part because I had done a marathon before. I knew I could push through it. I have had awful runs, and so I knew within myself that this was possible. As soon as I started running, it took me like 2 minutes, and then my legs stopped hurting. They became numb, and they didn't hurt anymore, and I was just exhausted, and I just had to run. So yeah, I ran my run pretty slow, but that was the only spot that was the only time that I passed people. I felt so good. I was like, damn, I'm passing people. I was going super slow, but yeah. I did the run in 2 hours and 33 minutes. Pretty slow. It's like a 7:30 pace, and my overall time was 7 hours and 57 minutes. Which is insane. So it took me under 8 hours. It took me like right around 8 hours to complete the whole thing, but I will be telling people it took me under 8 hours because it did. It took me 7 hours and 57 minutes. I don't know, I'm slow as fuck, but it doesn't matter because I'm still doing it. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm already forgetting it. I'm already forgetting everything about it. I was so happy to cross that finish line. It was like the most amazing feeling, and I got that medal, and yeah, it was amazing. They gave me a poutine right after. It was amazing. Anyways, okay, that's all I have to say about it. Yapping session over. I think I'm gonna go hot tub now. Okay, I also just rewatched a clip, like the video, like a clip from my camera that I just filmed, and my back is insane. Oh my god, I'm peeling. I didn't even notice. Oh gosh. Honestly, like the day of, the last thing that I was thinking about was like sunscreen, and I actually did not put like any sunscreen, which was an awful decision on my part, but I just didn't even think of it. And also it was like, what is it called, overcast, like the sun wasn't fully out, so for some reason I thought I was safe. I was not. My back is like so ugly. That's okay. I also have like a really intense line on both my legs, so yes, tri-suit tan lines for the win. Okay, let's go.